Hey, it's Brian Haskins with another video for you, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the MLS today, and more importantly, and more specifically, finding properties to wholesale off of the MLS. Look, I get questions all the time asking if I do deals off the MLS. Look, there's a million ways that you can find deals out there when it comes to wholesaling. I'm not saying that you can't find deals off the MLS. I'm not saying that you can find deals. I'm not saying that there's certain strategies that are better than others, but what I want to do is just talk a little bit about my experience using the MLS to find properties to wholesale. So one of the very first things that I discovered when it came to wholesaling properties on the MLS is that my buyers don't have any interest in listed properties. They feel like they can actually find those properties on their own. So there's no reason for me to try to wholesale to them wholesale properties. I also find that typically you have to put a ton of work and a bunch of time into finding properties on the MLS, because right now in the real estate market, it's very competitive. There's a really strong real estate market that we're in right now. So most of the people that put properties out there are going to sell them off of the MLS. So it's very hard for me to compete in most cases with people that are looking to buy properties to live in them. Another reason why I don't use the MLS a ton for finding properties is because a lot of times if you're going to put a contract on a property through the MLS, you're gonna have to put down a very large earnest money deposit, typically 2-3%, something along those lines. Whereas in my wholesale business, I can get away with a much smaller earnest money deposit. And in a lot of cases, I'm gonna have to close on that deal if it's a listed property before I go and wholesale that. So that's gonna be more expense for me to be able to get funding or use my own funds to close on that deal. So I personally don't do a whole lot with the MLS. There are deals out there that can be found if it's a strategy that you wanna use, but it's not something that I focus on personally in my business.